Have you ever wondered why you feel more tired after eating the same healthy meals you've trusted for years? You're eating your vegetables, drinking water, doing everything right, yet somehow your energy fades, your ankles swell, and your blood pressure creeps higher. It's not just aging, it's your kidneys quietly crying for help. After 60, your kidneys don't filter like they used to. The same vegetables that once healed your body can now slowly overload it layer by layer, meal by meal until the damage becomes visible in your face, your legs, and your labs. And here's the shocking truth: some of the most heart-healthy vegetables promoted in America's wellness magazines are quietly straining the kidneys of millions of older adults every single day. But here's the hopeful part, because I never bring fear without a way forward. I'm Dr. Johnny, and in today's journey, I'll reveal the 5 common vegetables that can silently harm your kidneys after 60, and the simple, delicious swaps that can protect them, restore your strength, and keep you vibrant for years to come. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn might just change how you see every healthy meal on your plate. Beets, vibrant, earthy, and celebrated as a blood pressure miracle. You see them in salads, smoothies, even cold-pressed juices on every health aisle in America. But what if I told you that for people over 60, this heart hero can quietly turn into a kidney saboteur? It sounds shocking, I know, because for decades we've been told that if something lowers blood pressure, it must be good for every organ. The truth is far more complicated. Here's what most people don't realize: beets are among the highest oxalate vegetables in the human diet. Oxalates are tiny acid compounds that bind to calcium inside your body, forming razor-sharp crystals. Think of them like microscopic glass shards moving through your kidneys. In young, healthy adults, the kidneys can filter those crystals out easily. But after 60, filtration slows by nearly 20 to 25%. Those crystals can start to linger, scratching delicate kidney tissue, creating microscopic scars that accumulate silently for years before symptoms ever appear. Let me tell you about Mrs. Johnson, a 68-year-old grandmother from Texas. She started drinking beet juice every morning after reading online that it could naturally lower blood pressure. At first, she felt proud. She thought she was doing everything right. But 3 months later, she noticed a dull ache in her lower back and swelling around her ankles. Her daughter insisted she see a doctor. The test results stunned her: early kidney stress and small oxalate deposits. The very habit she thought was healing her heart was slowly tiring her kidneys. Once she replaced beet juice with carrots and cauliflower, her energy returned and the swelling faded within weeks. Science backs this up. A clinical review from the Journal of Renal Nutrition found that adults over 60 who consumed high oxalate vegetables daily had up to 34% greater risk of oxalate accumulation compared to those who ate them occasionally. Boiling beets and discarding the water can reduce oxalate levels by nearly 40%, and pairing them with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or cheese can block crystal formation in the gut before they ever reach your kidneys. So if you love beets, moderation is your armor. A few slices in a salad once or twice a week, perfectly fine. But daily beet juice shots or raw beet smoothies, especially in aging kidneys, are like adding pebbles into a slow-moving filter. Over time, it clogs. The key isn't fear, it's awareness. Choose balance, prepare wisely, and your kidneys will thank you. But just knowing this isn't enough, because there's another vegetable one even more popular in superfood smoothies that can overload your kidneys faster than you'd ever imagine. Spinach, the so-called king of greens. It's everywhere in breakfast, smoothies, omelets, and those big, colorful superfood salads at every cafe in America. For decades, we've been told spinach builds strength, lowers blood pressure, and even protects the heart. But here's the irony: after 60, this same leafy green that once nourished your body can quietly wear your kidneys down. The danger hides in something tiny: oxalates, the same compounds found in beets, but in spinach they exist in even higher concentrations. A single cup of cooked spinach can contain more than 750 milligrams of oxalates, one of the highest of any vegetable on earth. When these oxalates meet calcium, they form sharp crystals, just like sandpaper inside your kidneys. Over time, they can irritate the delicate filtration tissues and trigger kidney stones or early-stage renal stress. Let me share a real story. Patricia, a 66-year-old retired nurse from California, started every morning with a green smoothie, half a banana almond milk, and 2 big handfuls of raw spinach. She felt healthy, until she began experiencing back discomfort and cloudy urine. Blood tests revealed mild kidney inflammation and early signs of calcium oxalate buildup. She couldn't believe it, spinach. That's what Popeye eats, but when she switched to kale and romaine, her kidney values improved within 6 weeks. Her energy came back, and so did her peace of mind. Studies confirm Patricia's experience. Research published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that seniors consuming raw spinach daily had a 27% higher incidence of oxalate-related kidney issues compared to those who boiled or rotated their greens. The reason is simple: raw spinach retains its full oxalate load, while boiling for just 2 minutes can remove up to 80% of it. Discarding the water is key because that's where most oxalates leach out. Here's the fix: enjoy spinach occasionally, but boil it briefly, drain the water, and don't pair it with other high oxalate foods like almonds, beets, or dark chocolate in the same meal. Rotate your greens. Kale, bok choy, and arugula give you the same vitamins without punishing your kidneys. And always stay hydrated. Water helps flush out oxalates before they can crystallize. Spinach isn't evil, it's just misunderstood. After 60, moderation and preparation turn it from a silent risk back into an occasional ally. But only knowing that still isn't enough, because the next vegetable, often praised as a diabetic-friendly carb, hides a danger that can quietly disrupt your heartbeat itself. Sweet potatoes, soft golden, and often called the healthier alternative to white potatoes. You'll find them on every heart-smart diet list in Thanksgiving casseroles, and even labeled as a superfood for blood sugar balance. But here's what most people don't realize: after 60, when your kidneys naturally slow down, that same sweet potato can quietly overload your system with something far more dangerous than sugar potassium. Now, potassium is essential. It keeps your heartbeat steady, your muscles strong, and your nerves functioning properly. But aging kidneys can't clear excess potassium as efficiently as they used to. And when potassium builds up in your bloodstream, it's not just a lab number problem. It can trigger muscle weakness, fatigue, irregular heartbeats, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. The scariest part: it develops silently. You won't even feel it until your levels are already too high. Let me tell you about Mr. Harris, a 70-year-old retired bus driver from Ohio. Determined to manage his blood sugar, he swapped rice for sweet potatoes, believing he was making a perfect choice. For a while, he felt great, lighter, more energetic. But then came the dizziness, the racing heartbeat, the constant fatigue. His blood tests revealed hyperkalemia, dangerously high potassium levels, and early kidney stress. The food that was supposed to protect him had turned into a hidden threat. Once he cut his sweet potato portions in half and rotated with low-potassium veggies like cucumbers and turnips, his energy returned, and his potassium stabilized within weeks. Science echoes his story. A review in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors consuming more than 3,000 milliliters of potassium daily, mostly from healthy sources like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and beans, had a 41% higher risk of developing hyperkalemia if kidney function was already declining. That's not fear-mongering, that's physiology. So what's the right approach? You don't need to abandon sweet potatoes forever. The key is portion and preparation. Half a cup of boiled sweet potato is far safer than an entire baked one. And boiling, then discarding the water, removes up to 30% of its potassium content. Avoid pairing sweet potatoes with other high-potassium foods in the same meal, like bananas, avocados, or spinach. And if you've been told your kidney function is borderline, talk to your doctor or dietitian about your potassium threshold. Sweet potatoes are not the enemy. They're a friend, but only if you know how to treat them right. After 60, balance turns every bite from potential harm into healing. But only knowing this isn't enough, because the next vegetable is one of America's favorites, showing up on nearly every dinner table. And yet it's quietly raising blood pressure and kidney stress in millions of seniors every single day. Tomatoes, bright, juicy, and loved by nearly every household in America. They slide into our salads, pasta sauces, pizzas, and even our morning juices. Nutrition headlines call them a heart-healthy superfood, thanks to lycopene, that powerful red antioxidant. But here's the twist: what's great for your heart isn't always gentle on your kidneys, especially after 60. You see, tomatoes contain two silent stressors for aging kidneys: moderate oxalates and high potassium. Alone, these compounds are harmless for healthy adults. But when kidney filtration slows, which naturally happens with age, both oxalates and potassium can start to accumulate. Over time, that creates a perfect storm crystal formation from oxalates and dangerous potassium buildup that raises blood pressure and heart strain. Let me share a story that might sound familiar. Mr. Lewis, a 72-year-old from Florida, began each morning with a tall glass of tomato juice. He loved it, said it made him feel fresh and clean inside. But over the months, he noticed swelling in his feet and a dull ache near his lower back. His doctor discovered early kidney stress and small calcium oxalate deposits. The irony, he was doing exactly what most seniors are told to do, eating heart healthy. Once he swapped his daily tomato juice for cucumber-infused water and replaced some pasta sauces with bell pepper purees, his symptoms faded and his blood pressure stabilized. The science aligns perfectly. A study in the Journal of Renal Nutrition showed that seniors with early kidney decline who consumed tomato-based sauces or juices more than 4 times per week had a 32% greater risk of elevated serum potassium levels and mild kidney stress markers. It's not the tomato itself, it's the repetition and concentration. Tomato paste, ketchup, and sauce condense multiple fruits into a single serving, turning a mild load into a heavy one for slower kidneys. Here's how to stay safe without giving up flavor. Cook tomatoes with calcium-rich foods like cheese or yogurt to bind oxalates before they reach your kidneys. Hydrate well to flush out excess potassium. And limit concentrated tomato products to a few times a week, rotating with lower potassium vegetables like cucumbers or red bell peppers. You'll still enjoy that rich flavor without silently overworking your kidneys. Remember, the goal isn't fear, it's awareness. Tomatoes can still be part of your plate, but after 60, they need moderation and smart pairing, because what your kidneys can tolerate in your 30s can quietly become too much in your 70s. But only knowing this isn't enough, because the next vegetable, the ultimate American comfort food, hides a potassium load so heavy it can quietly push your kidneys past their limit. Potatoes, the ultimate comfort food in America. They sit at nearly every dinner table, mashed at Thanksgiving, fried at diners, or crisped into golden chips on Sunday afternoons. They feel innocent, familiar, even nostalgic. But after 60, when your kidneys slow down, that comfort can quietly become a burden, because potatoes carry one of the highest potassium loads of any common food. A single medium-baked potato can pack more than 900 milligrams of potassium, almost twice as much as a banana. For healthy kidneys, that's fine. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure, muscle function, and nerve signals. But for aging kidneys, which can filter up to 30% slower, that potassium starts to linger in the blood. Gradually, it raises blood pressure, weakens muscles, and increases the risk of hyperkalemia, a dangerous condition that can trigger irregular heartbeats or even cardiac arrest. And here's the hidden trap: most people don't feel a thing until it's already serious. Take Mr. Carter, for example, a 66-year-old retiree who thought he was improving his diet by swapping rice for baked potatoes. Within months, he began feeling exhausted, his blood pressure crept higher, and routine tests revealed dangerously high potassium levels. His kidneys were struggling. Once he cut down on potatoes, replaced part of his meals with cauliflower mash and cabbage, and learned how to leach potassium by soaking and boiling potatoes. Before cooking, his energy returned, and his blood work improved dramatically. Science backs this simple fix. A 2023 review from Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed that boiling peeled potatoes in water for at least 10 minutes can reduce potassium content by up to 50%. Cutting them into smaller pieces, soaking them for several hours, and discarding the water afterwards enhances the effect. It's an easy step that can make a world of difference for seniors managing kidney health. Here's what matters most. It's not about giving up potatoes forever. It's about portion preparation and pairing. Half a cup of boiled or leached potatoes can fit safely into a balanced meal, but when you fry them, salt them, or pair them with other potassium-rich foods like beans or tomatoes, you turn a comfort dish into a silent stress test for your kidneys. The message is simple: after 60, comfort should never come at the cost of kidney function. With small tweaks, you can still enjoy the foods you love without putting extra pressure on your body's most vital filters. But just knowing this still isn't enough, because after seeing which vegetables can silently harm your kidneys, you'll want to know which ones actually help them heal, restore energy, and flush toxins naturally. Now that we've seen how some vegetables can silently strain aging kidneys, let's turn to one that does the exact opposite, a quiet protector that most people overlook: cauliflower. Simple, affordable, and humble in appearance. This vegetable may just be one of the best allies your kidneys have after 60. Here's why cauliflower is naturally low in potassium, phosphorus, and oxalates, the very three compounds that tend to trouble older kidneys. It's like a soft, gentle food that lets your filtration system rest while still giving your body everything it needs to thrive. It's rich in vitamin C, folate, and fiber, and it contains a powerful compound called sulforaphane, known for supporting the liver's detox enzymes and reducing systemic inflammation, both of which protect kidney function. I remember one patient, Ellen, a 71-year-old retired teacher, who missed her creamy mashed potatoes. When her nephrologist warned her about potassium, she felt like she had to give up her favorite comfort food forever. But when she learned to make cauliflower mash, steamed cauliflower blended with a touch of olive oil and a sprinkle of garlic, she smiled and said, "It feels like my kidneys can finally breathe again." Within 2 months, her energy improved, her swelling reduced, and her lab values showed lower creatinine levels. The science behind her recovery is no coincidence. According to a 2022 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, adults over 60 who replaced just one high-potassium side dish per day with cauliflower or other cruciferous vegetables experienced a 15% improvement in kidney filtration, efficiency, and lower inflammation markers. That's a massive gain from such a simple daily swap. And it's not just healthy, it's versatile. You can roast it, steam it, mash it, or even blend it into soups for a creamy texture without the heavy load of potassium or phosphorus. Add a drizzle of olive oil and a dash of herbs, and it becomes both satisfying and healing. So while potatoes may weigh the kidneys down, cauliflower helps lift the load. It gives you comfort, flavor, and protection all in one plate. It's not a diet restriction. It's a rediscovery of what comfort food can be when it's designed for longevity. But just knowing cauliflower isn't enough, because there's another humble vegetable, crisp and green, that not only supports your kidneys, but also strengthens your blood vessels and circulation, something every person over 60 needs to stay vibrant. If cauliflower is your kidney's calm white guardian, then cabbage is its green armor, a vegetable so ordinary that most people underestimate its power. But here's the truth: for people over 60, cabbage may be one of the most protective and rejuvenating vegetables you can eat. Cabbage belongs to the cruciferous family, the same as broccoli and cauliflower, and it's naturally low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, a rare combination that makes it incredibly kidney-friendly. Yet it doesn't stop there. Cabbage is loaded with vitamin K, vitamin C, and plant antioxidants like anthocyanins and sulforaphane, which help reduce inflammation in blood vessels and improve circulation. Two things that aging kidneys desperately need. Think of it as a daily tune-up for your body's filtration system, keeping blood flow steady and tissues oxygenated so your kidneys can do their job with less strain. One of my favorite stories is about Harold, a 74-year-old veteran who came to me frustrated because his blood pressure wouldn't stay down no matter what he tried. He ate clean, walked daily, and even cut out red meat, but his kidney numbers kept worsening. When I asked what vegetables he ate most often, his answer was telling tomatoes, potatoes, and spinach, all high in potassium. We swapped those for steamed cabbage with olive oil and lemon 3 times a week. Within 3 months, his blood pressure dropped naturally, his swelling eased, and his doctor reduced his medication dose for the first time in 5 years. Science confirms what Harold felt. A study from the Journal of Renal Nutrition showed that older adults who included cruciferous vegetables like cabbage at least 4 times a week had a 35% lower risk of kidney function decline compared to those who rarely did. The reason is the synergy between fiber and phytochemicals that reduce oxidative stress in kidney tissues and improve waste elimination through the gut instead of forcing everything through the kidneys. And the best part, cabbage is inexpensive, widely available, and incredibly versatile. You can toss it into soups, stir-fry it with a touch of turmeric, or make a refreshing coleslaw with apple cider vinegar, all kidney-safe options that taste good and protect your health. So when you see that green head of cabbage sitting quietly at the grocery store, remember, it's not just another vegetable, it's your kidney's daily armor, your body's silent repairman, and your easiest path to healthier circulation. But only knowing this still isn't enough, because the next vegetable, crisp and hydrating, doesn't just protect your kidneys. It helps them flush out waste, naturally keeping your body light, your blood clean, and your energy steady. Now let's talk about one of the most refreshing, underestimated vegetables in the entire produce aisle, the cucumber. It's cool, crisp, and simple, yet for seniors, it can be a secret weapon for keeping the kidneys clean and balanced. After all the heavy foods that silently burden your filtration system, cucumber works like a gentle rinse from the inside out. Here's why cucumbers are made up of more than 95% water, which helps your body stay hydrated and supports the kidneys' natural flushing process. When hydration is steady, your kidneys can easily remove toxins, control sodium, and regulate blood pressure, all without being overworked. Unlike many other vegetables, cucumbers are also low in potassium, oxalates, and phosphorus, meaning they're incredibly easy for aging kidneys to process. Think of them as a built-in detox support light, refreshing and effortless. Take Margaret, a 70-year-old from Arizona, who used to experience constant puffiness around her eyes and mild swelling in her legs. She thought it was just part of getting older. But when she started replacing her sugary drinks and tomato juice with cucumber-infused water, slices of peeled cucumber, soaked overnight, everything changed. Within a few weeks, she noticed her ankles felt lighter, her energy improved, and even her digestion became smoother. Her doctor later confirmed her kidney numbers had stabilized and her blood pressure was back in range. There's science behind that story, too. A 2021 study in the International Journal of Nephrology and Renovascular Disease found that adults who increased their daily hydration by just 1 liter, often through water-rich foods like cucumbers and melons, saw a 23% reduction in kidney-related inflammation markers and significantly lower uric acid levels. The takeaway: hydration isn't just about drinking water, it's about eating it. The best part is how easy it is to add cucumbers to your life. Peel them to reduce any pesticide residue and bitterness, slice them into salads, or blend them into smoothies with mint and lemon. You can even infuse them into a jug of water for an all-day kidney-friendly drink that keeps you refreshed without any sugar or artificial additives. Cucumbers aren't flashy, but their quiet consistency makes them powerful. They don't just quench thirst, they restore flow, supporting your kidneys in the most natural way possible. For anyone over 60, that daily hydration is like giving your kidneys the rest day they never get. But just knowing this isn't enough, because now that you've seen how some vegetables can harm your kidneys and others can heal them, it's time to understand how small, consistent swaps in your daily meals can transform your kidney health for years to come. Now that you've seen both sides of the story, the 5 vegetables that quietly overload your kidneys and the 3 that help them recover, it's time to bring it all together. Because the truth is, kidney protection isn't about strict diets or giving up the foods you love. It's about smart swaps, tiny daily choices that slowly reverse years of silent strain. Think of it like this: your kidneys are your body's filters. Every day, they handle over 150 quarts of blood, removing waste-balancing minerals and keeping your blood pressure steady. But with age, those filters start to clog, just like a coffee filter that's been used too many times. The secret isn't to stop pouring coffee, it's to clean the filter and change what you're pouring through it. That's exactly what we do with these swaps. Instead of mashed potatoes, try creamy cauliflower mash. Same comfort, half the potassium, and compounds like sulforaphane that actively protect your kidney cells. Instead of tomato-heavy pasta sauce, go for bell pepper puree or cabbage stir fries, still colorful, still delicious, but much easier for your kidneys to process. Instead of that daily beet or spinach smoothie blend, cucumber and kale with a squeeze of lemon, hydrating, detoxifying, and refreshingly light. Even science proves how powerful these small adjustments can be. A 2022 Harvard cohort study following over 23,000 adults found that those who replaced just one high oxalate or high potassium food with a kidney-friendly alternative 3 times a week had a 28% lower risk of kidney function decline over 5 years. That's not magic, that's consistency and awareness. And here's the beauty of it: you don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Start with one change, just one. Maybe today you swap your morning beet juice for cucumber water. Tomorrow, trade spinach for kale. The next day, add cabbage soup to your lunch. These little choices build up like compound interest for your kidneys, each one extending their life and strength a bit longer. So when you sit down to eat, remember every plate is a decision. You're either helping your kidneys rest or forcing them to struggle. And the power to choose the difference is right there in your hands, on your fork in your next bite. But knowing what to eat is only half the battle. Because the real transformation happens when you believe that your body can still heal no matter your age. And that belief, that spark of hope, is exactly what will reignite in the final part of this journey. If you've made it this far, that already tells me something powerful. You care. You care about your health, your kidneys, and the years still ahead of you. And I want you to remember this: your body is not giving up on you. Even if your numbers aren't perfect, even if you felt tired or discouraged, your kidneys can still heal when you give them the right support. One smart meal, one mindful choice, one glass of water at a time. So here's my heartfelt advice. Start small, but start today. Choose one change you can make this week. Maybe swap mashed potatoes for creamy cauliflower. Maybe add cabbage soup to your lunch or sip cucumber water in the afternoon. Tiny habits like these done consistently can completely change how your kidneys feel and function. And before you go, save this video so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder or a bit of motivation. And subscribe to the channel so you never miss new medical insights and kidney-friendly health guides that can help you stay strong, energized, and confident at any age. I release new videos every week filled with science, hope, and real solutions made just for you. Because growing older doesn't mean fading away. It means understanding your body more deeply than ever before. And when you do, that healing isn't just possible, it's inevitable. I'm Dr. Johnny. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. And never forget, your kidneys are worth protecting. Your health is worth fighting for. And your best years are still ahead.